All right, now we're going to take a look at navigating around our 3D scene here. So obviously we want to be able to move around our 3D scene clearly. The way we can do that is several different ways. Now I suggest to have a 3-button mouse, as that will help you a lot to navigate around your scene. If you don't have a 3-button mouse, it makes it a little bit trickier. So the first thing is tumbling around your scene. To tumble around your scene, you could just middle mouse click and drag, and it will tumble or rotate around your scene just like so, as you could see. So this is called tumbling around our scene. Next, we want to be able to pan around our scene or move left and right. So to move left and right, if you hold down Shift and middle mouse click, you can move left and right and up and down, just like that. And then zooming in and out, if you scroll the mouse wheel up or down, you could zoom in and out of your scene. All right, now we could also use these widgets over here. To move around our scene. So right here, if you left click and drag in this, you could see that you could tumble around your scene, just like that. If you left click and drag in the magnifying glass, you could zoom in and out of your scene. And if you left click and drag on the hand right here, you could pan around the scene. Now, personally, I never use this ever. You could always feel free to use it, but it's much easier to just middle mouse click and rotate around the scene, scroll your mouse wheel up and down, zoom in and out, and shift middle mouse click to pan around the scene just like that. All right, so that is how you navigate around your 3D scene. Again, middle mouse click, move around, shift middle mouse click, will pan around your scene, and scrolling the mouse wheel up and down will zoom in and out. Other ways to move around the scene is if we go to the numpad. Again, I suggest having a numpad as it makes it a lot easier. If you hit 7 on the numpad, it will go into top view. 1 on the numpad will go into front view, and 3 on the numpad will go to side view. Also, if you hold down Control and hit 7, it will go to the bottom instead of the top. Control 1 will go to the back instead of the front, and Control 3 will go to the other side, which, as you can see right here on the left, it will tell you what it's at. Left orthographic, and if you hit 3, it's the right. 7 is top, Control 7 is bottom, 1 is front, Control 1 is the back. So really, really cool. Again, using the numpad 7, 1, and 3 to move around your scene, and also using the mouse as we saw just before. All right, and then another thing to know is if you hit 0 on the numpad, it will go into camera view. So 0 on the numpad will go in and out of camera view. You could obviously also click on the camera right there and it will do the same thing. So now another thing we want to take a look at is, you can see if you hit 1 on the numpad, it goes to front orthographic. So orthographic basically means that it has no perspective. You can see that if I middle mouse click and rotate, it goes to the user perspective, meaning it has perspective and that it is 3D, it has dimension. However, if we hit 1, 3, or 7, it goes to top, side, and front orthographic, meaning it has no perspective. But if we hit 5 on the numpad, you could toggle in and out of perspective and orthographic. Same thing right here. If you go to perspective right here, which it automatically does when you rotate, you could put it in orthographic view. You could see that it has no perspective to it, which basically makes it kind of a flat 2D scene. So right here, you can see that 5 will make it toggle in and out of perspective and orthographic mode. You could also select this right here, and this will do the same thing. For the most part, you'll probably be using perspective as that gives you depth, but sometimes you'll be using orthographic view. So that is how you navigate around your 3D scene. Again, middle mouse click, tumble around. Shift middle mouse click will pan around. Scrolling mouse wheel up and down will zoom in and out. And 1 goes to the front, 3 to the back, 7 to the top, and Control will do the opposite. And 5 goes in and out of orthographic and perspective. 0 goes in and out of camera view. All right, very cool, and feel free to use these widgets right here. Now, if you do not have a 3-button mouse, by the way, you could always go to Edit, Preferences, and under Input, you could select Emulate 3-button mouse, and if you don't have a numpad, you could select Emulate numpad. And what this will do is basically if you hold down Alt left click, it will tumble, Alt Shift left click will pan, and Control Alt Shift left click will zoom in and out. Now I don't suggest this because it's useful to have a 3-button mouse. And then likewise, if you don't have the numpad and you emulate the numpad, 1 on your normal keyboard will be like the 1 on the numpad, 3 and 7. However, I don't suggest doing that because we're going to use those keys for other things. But you can use emulate 3-button mouse and do it that way. But it's just easier to have a numpad and a 3-button mouse. So I'm going to go back here, turn off emulate numpad and emulate 3-button mouse. And there we go. All right, sweet. So that's how you navigate around your scene. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Au revoir.